Okay, this is Theresaconwayhayes in Meridian, Idaho, and I am back. And I had some camera difficulty when I tried to use the split screen. So I went ahead and loaded it for split screen. It seemed to be working and just joined with the split screen. Usually I split it after I've started the broadcast. So we'll see what happens. Now that we're getting the boring technical stuff out. So because this was sitting right here, I'll go ahead and talk about this for just a second. Today, our stamping topic is going to be the paper pumpkin, and that's going to be the Bouquet of Hope February 2021 version of paper pumpkin or edition. But this stamp set was sitting here. I've only made one card with it so far. One of my daughters was in the hospital and her son was over here, and I said, do you want to make Mom a card? So we made Mom a card with this, and we fashioned the card after, let's see if I can find the page real quick. I've been meaning to put like some tabs in here so that I can get to the stamp sets that I own more quickly, but I just haven't gotten to that yet. So when I finally get to this page, and I'm surprised, I thought this page was right at the beginning, because if I were to guess, I would say that this art gallery is the most popular stamp for this mini catalog, this January-June 2021 mini catalog. So, being I'm here, and I don't have any flags handy, but I'm going to go ahead and take a post-it note. Why put off? Putting off is what makes me never do what I want to do. So this is Fine Art Floral. And I'm just going to put that little marker right there. Perfect. So I was saying that we fashioned her card after, oh goodness, I don't see what we fashioned her card after. Maybe it's on the next page. Yes, this one right here. So I didn't have the DSP. I'm not really sure what DSP that is there on the card. So we used Petal Pink cardstock, and then we used a piece of white cardstock that he wanted to use the shading brush. So he was intrigued by that when he looked in my little cart. So he shaded this Petal Pink, and then we die cut out Just Want to Say in Pretty Peacock, and instead of this flower, we did this flower right here. And what we did was we did this in Daffodil Delight, and then we just colored the leaf in the stem with Garden Green marker and fussy cut that out. And we put that on top of this layer here, which I had him stamp Thinking of You. I'm thinking of you several times. And then we laid down the die cut. And then he used some rhinestones, I think, on here. And before we laid down this layer that has the stamped I'm Thinking of You, we glued the ribbon to the card base so that we could tie the card shut. Only we did it on this side. To me, when this sort of thing, I mean, I know they're doing this for a decoration, but it looks like they're shutting the card. But, so whatever, this always looks backwards to me if it's something that opens up. So I always do anything that opens up on the right side. So enough about that. Let's move on. Another thing that I have here, I have at least 2 projects that are in process. One is with using this wreath die. See if I have it out so I can remember what the name is. I just got some new plates off the Amazon for my Big Shot. So I'm excited about that. Oops, stuff's falling all over the place. There are a lot of dies in this wreath builder die package. So I'm constantly counting them. But anyways, and I can't even remember why I grabbed this. But this is that. Like I said, I can't remember why I grabbed it. But I'm working on this card, and it's coming from my head, so I don't have any demonstration or tutorial that I'm following. So it's a slow process. Every day I may get some inspiration and add something more to it. Like right there, boom. You know, with that, this card base was just sitting on top. And I thought, oh, I'm going to grab that and see what that would look like. Okay, that's what today's inspiration did. Another thing that I did recently was I wanted some Tombow glue right away, and I didn't have time to wait for the Tombow glue from Stampinup, so I placed an order. And when I got it, I didn't realize that it was this big container. So, see, this says XL, and then this is just the regular size. So that's kind of cool because I won't run out of Tombow as quickly. And so far it seems like it comes out really fast, almost faster than what I'm used to. So I'll be interested in monitoring that more. I can't imagine why it would be different. I just think that the bigger size just has more glue, not that it would disperse more easily. There I am trying to do that upside down. I don't usually go live on YouTube, so I'm not really sure how this is going to work, if I'm going to get an opportunity to chat with anybody. But I will say one thing, and that is that I am going to keep exploring this until I figure it out. I just tried to load comments, and it's taken its own sweet time. I am in the process of trying to get rid of my rented modem from Sparklight and purchase a modem and router unit in hopes that I will have less internet connectivity issues. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put that up there. I'm not going to mess with this one right now. And let's go ahead and get to the main topic, which is this paper pumpkin kit, which is the Bouquet of Hope, February 2021. Now, when you get a paper pumpkin, okay, so it only comes out once a month. And that doesn't matter when you subscribe. So if you subscribe, say, maybe, maybe the 18th of January, you won't get your paper pumpkin kit until somewhere between the 11th and 18th of February, something like that. I'm not an expert on this, so don't quote me. But my point is, all depending on the month that you order the paper pumpkin in, will depend on how quickly you get your subscription. So I am a monthly subscriber. This paper pumpkin came yesterday, which was the 19th of February. I started looking for it around the 11th of February. So that's pretty much what you can expect. Stampin' Up! Demonstrators do not have any control over this, and they have very little ability to go and monitor this. I mean, basically none. We can contact Stampin' Up and that's it. So we have a portal where we can see when you order some, you know, stuff from the Stampin' Up store from us, but Paper Pumpkin is a separate division of Stampin' Up, and we don't have access to anything to my knowledge, and I've asked about this, so I'm pretty sure that's correct. We don't have any access to what the status of your order is. If I looked at, if you ordered from the store, I maybe could even look at to see whether you're a monthly subscriber or you bought 1 subscription or 2 subscriptions or something like that. But I've never experimented with that, so I don't know. Alrighty, so when you open up your kit, now I've already opened this. You're going to get an instruction manual with full color pictures on front, and then a step-by-step guide when you open it up, and then there's a printed ruler on the bottom of the instruction guide. You're going to get card bases. Now it's not always going to be cards though, sometimes it's projects. So in this kit it provided sorry, I got a tickle. In this kit, it provided enough cards for I think it's 12. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 6, 9. It's enough for 9. One, 2, 3. Keep feeling like there's a 4th there. 1, 2, 3. Okay, yep, it's 9. 9 cards with 3 different designs on the card base. Then you get extras, like in this case, there's 3 vellum pieces. There is this sheet of stickers, and there's actually 3 sheets of stickers, which makes sense for 3 different cards. There is this sheet of labels. There's this little baggie that has some Mossy Meadow twine and some black sequins. You have some dimensionals. You have envelopes, and the envelopes have inserts in them. And they're usually different. So you've got one with Rococo Rose, Mossy Green, and that's probably Bumblebee or Crushed Curry. I seriously have troubles telling the difference. The colors, when the new colors come out, they're so close to other colors. There's a couple that I have troubles with that. This has 3 sticker sheets of Thinking of You. On each sticker sheet, there's 3 different languages. That doesn't impress me. If the subscription is coming to the United States, I'd much rather have 3 Thinking of You than in English than 3 Thinking of You in 3 different languages, because I have to throw these out. They're of no use to me. So I personally wish that they were always in English. There's some glue dots here. And then these very pretty metallic doilies. There's always a stamp spot. This one is Mossy Meadow. And then there's always a stamp set. So this one has the bouquet on it, and it has some individual, it has a little burst of flowers here and a couple little leaves. And it says, "Sorry for your loss." And it says, "I'll always be here for you." And I, try as I might, I was not able to read what this bigger saying was. So I had to come in here like I am now and put it on an acrylic block. And let's just stamp this and see what it says. So because this is an acrylic, and any stamp sets that you get in the paper pumpkin will be acrylic stamps. I'm going to grab my piercing mat, and I need a piece of light paper. So as I get this chat going more, and I really hope that I do, I want to get a YouTube chat going more. One of the things that I said about it, I'm just going to look to see if I can see myself live. And no, I can't. So I'm just not really sure. I know how to do it with Facebook, but I don't know how to do it with YouTube. Library, let's see. I wonder if I can follow myself. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this boring you. Your channel. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. Okay, so I'm going to grab a stamp set. Let's grab Rococo Rose. But the idea, and I wish I could get the stupid comments at least to load. I think it must be an internet thing. The idea is to be able to chat together as I'm stamping. Oops. So I always tell my grandkids, tap, tap, tap when you're doing this, especially when you're doing it with cling stamps, because cling stamps are more likely to get ink around the edges. Okay, now I can see it. It says, sharing in your sorrow, thinking of you, and wishing I could be there to hold your hand. It's a lovely sentiment. But this particular subscription did not appeal to me as much as other subscriptions had, and that's because I don't have a reason to use very many sympathy cards. Now, I did give a sympathy card to one of my kids for them to give to the family of a church member, fellow church member that died. I was having trouble figuring how to say that. But that was probably the only one I did all year. So it's nice to have these types of cards on file. And that's what I do, is I file them. I have a tin box here. This is from Stampinup years ago, and I always bought the tins when they came out. This particular one was a, I don't remember, I think it was a miscellaneous tin, but it has tabs here, and one of the tabs, I just turned it around and I wrote sympathy on it. And I have some sympathy cards in here. So, sharing in your sorrow, and this one says, sending you our thoughts and prayers. So, I mean, that one could even be used for somebody who is sick. You know. So, I don't make a lot of those because I'm not going to go through them. Thankfully, I don't want to have the opportunity to go through a lot of those cards. Okay, so let's make a card. I am not going to open up my spot right now. I'm just going to grab my Mossy Meadow stamp pad. And I'm going to make this Thinking of You card. So I need the Rococo Road card base. And I'm going to reach over here and grab my bone folder with my left hand because I'm currently going through what is called a shoulder impingement, more commonly known as frozen shoulder. And so my right shoulder is frozen, and I have been exploring a ton of different things to try and resolve it. This is the second time I've had frozen shoulder, and the last time it was my left shoulder, and that time it was from an accident. Some stupid guy who was riding a dirt bike behind me was on my tail, and when I started to fall because I was going up a hill and I was in the wrong gear, he rode right into my fall and hit my shoulder. So I think everybody can agree with me that that was a stupid move. Not just that I'm talking negatively about somebody. But this time I think it's just poor ergonomics. I work at my desk a lot. I'm a bookkeeper. I'm probably not sitting in my chair right then, nor am I probably not, my English is very poor today. I'm probably not sitting in this chair correctly. I'm going to use some seal to put this vellum on, but I'm placing this seal in areas that I believe the seal won't show through because there's this gold gilding right there. So now I'm going to lay this down. Then those of you who watch me, you know also that I have trimmers. So I'm just a hot mess. And I have to go a bit slower than others. And I just have to accept the fact that 9 times out of 10, or maybe 5 times out of 10, I'm not going to get my piece straight. And I just am going to be okay with that because I'm not perfect and that's just the way it is. So now we have the vellum piece down, and this card is going to go with this orientation. And now we need our stickers, not the thinking of you sticker. We need the other sticker. Here we go. So we're going to use this one. Oh, this isn't a sticker. This is just a die cut piece. And so I'll share with you something I found out the other day, and I'm just not really impressed with it. Sorry, I've got a little bit more negativity today than usual. But mostly it's due to my challenges. So when I opened up my glue dots from the last order, I found that the glue dots are on this side of the tape instead of along this side of the tape. So now I have to hold the tape, or try to hold the tape down, and put the glue dots on. And I'm like, phooey. I don't like that. So because of my trimmers, again, this makes it a lot more difficult than if they were here like they used to be. See how much steadier I can hold the roll, or at least, you know, what I'm working with. Whereas this, because this is flimsy and there's no support, it's a bit more challenging for me. And then there's the fact that the glue dots don't come off as easily as they used to. So now you have to kind of put it on and then pull it off with your nail at the same time. So to be honest with you, I can see myself transitioning away from glue dots. The problem is that I bought 5 rolls last time because I do like glue dots, or I did. And I wasn't all that impatient with them because they don't work as easily now to pull them, put your piece on and pull it off. I was being more patient with that, but I'm not going to have a lot of patience with the fact that the glue dots are now on the other side of the tape. And for good reason. It makes it difficult for me with my trimmers, and it impedes my enjoyment. So now back to my enjoyment. I'm going to put this right about here. And then we have just, let's see. Then we have this one right here. And I'm going to use the tape. Maybe I'll use the glue dots for you workshop people that come to my home every month and let you fight them. I'm going to put this right here. And then I need that little tiny flower. So I'm the type of person who has always liked, because this is so small, I am looking for my glue dots, but I don't see where I laid them down at. Oh, there we go. I've always liked smoothies. And some days I'm just not as energetic to go to the hassle to get all the ingredients out, because I like a lot of ingredients. I like frozen fruit, I like yogurt, and I like either almond milk or coconut water or some other juice sometimes. And then I like extra things like, okay, this is going to go on top of the Thinking of You. Thankfully, the Thinking of You is a sticker, so I'm not going to have to try and figure out how to get the adhesive on this. It did say something in the directions about pulling the adhesive off the back first. Let's see if that helps. See if it's possible even. Well, phooey. Do you remember this old piercing tool that's no longer available? I'm tickled that I got one of these before they were discontinued. I like the Take My Pick tool a lot, but I like this little gadget too. Well, what's going on here? Might be because so as you can see, this doesn't work very well either. Thankfully, I haven't ruined anything yet. Good grief. There it is. I see it now. So sometimes when this starts to happen, I will take a little scissors and I will trim off some of the stuff that is resisting me. And get it out of the way. Sometimes that helps a little bit. So I was talking about smoothings. Thinking of You. I guess I can't talk and do this at the same time though. This is taking a lot of concentration. Because I don't want to rip it. Okay. Phew. Closer. Problem is, this one is connected to paper. See if I can get it off of there. There we go. Okay. Tried crawling through it like a spider, but that wasn't working. And I was so excited that this was a sticker, thinking it was going to make it so much easier. It's nice and sticky. Okay, I'm trying to manage it by holding on to the K, because that's kind of center. Oh my goodness. Okay, we can't use the left hand because the left hand is the most shaky. So let's get the left hand away from there, or try to. Easier said than done. Huh. Let's try working with the tweezers. Okay. All right. Let go. I think my ink is going to get destroyed. Phew! We did it. Okay, now we can put the other flower on. And I'm going to put that right there. And I don't see any embellishments on this. Nope, that's it. Very pretty. This is a very pretty card. I think I'm going to put another glue dot right under there though. Well, I didn't really get it where I wanted it, but that helped. So this is one of the cards from the Paper Pumpkin. I keep having to look at it. Bouquet of Hope for February 2021. This is a beautiful card for a friend, or I might even use it for a client to let them know that I'm thinking of them and to thank them again for allowing me to serve them. I would not buy a sheet of these thinking of you because they are very complicated for somebody like me. So that's what's important and what is ideal in having a demonstrator to help you through this. Now, I don't know everything. In fact, a lot of the Paper Pumpkin stuff that I said earlier was stuff that I just recently learned as I went through some frustrations that a customer had because she basically didn't know what to expect. And communication and what's the word for it? Managing expectations is an important aspect of customer relations and helping folks to have a better experience with the service and or the product that they receive. I'm a service provider and I'm also a product provider. So, and I'm not a used car salesman type person. Sorry for any of you who are used car salespersons. But I'm sure you get lots of jokes about that if you are. So, I am a real, and I don't have to make things look fancy and beautiful to be able to sell it. I just need to show it how it is. That's what I do with these demonstrations. That's what I do with showing people what my expertise is with bookkeeping, and it sells. Real sells. So if you would like to order Stampin' Up! Products, if you'd like to be a Paper Pumpkins subscriber, I would love to hear from you, and I would love to be your demonstrator. And we can just leave it at that. So this is good for today. I was going to chat more, but we're already past the half-hour mark, and I try to keep these relatively short so that they don't get boring. I have been absent for quite a bit because I've been struggling to deal with this frozen shoulder. When it's painful, it's more difficult for me to want to do things. I did want to say one thing before I go, though. And the reason why I talk about this is because I've found that a lot of people are experiencing the same thing as I am right now. And so I tried a chiropractor. The chiropractor wasn't making progress. I tried a massage therapist. I didn't give it a lot of chance to make progress because I hurt really bad afterwards. It took me a day and a half to recuperate after going to a deep tissue massage therapist. Now that was my experience. That doesn't mean it's going to be your experience. So then I found this other thing on YouTube, and this is one of the tools that are included with this Aster program for healing anything that has to do with soft tissue. How would you say it? Chronic pain, something like that. So this is my favorite tool though, because this is the easiest one for me to use by myself. And because the areas, and this is why I had the split screen, but let's just go with I want to get rid of the other one though. It won't let me get rid of the other one. Okay, so this is big enough though. So the areas are my arm, and I didn't realize. Okay, so my right arm, all the way up and down, my neck, the pec area, and behind my shoulder, this area underneath your underarm, and your shoulder blades. So that's pretty much the area for a classical frozen shoulder. So let me see if I can turn more. And I'm showing this because I think people can benefit from this. Now, I just started this program about 2 days ago, so this is not a complete review. It's just a preliminary review. So with this device, though, I can relieve some pain that I'm having really quickly. And I'm not on the screen. Let's see if I can get on the screen. So what you do is you take this device, you pull it, and then when it resists, you hold for 1001, 1002, 1003, and then you go clockwise motion. I wish I could show this better. Nope. I always want to turn the wrong way. Okay, there we go. Clockwise, and then counterclockwise. And then you pull it, and when it resists, press 1001, 1002, 1003, clockwise. I think I'm going counterclockwise. And then counterclockwise. Yep. I'm backwards. Ooh. And that's a good. Press 1001, 1002, 1003, clockwise, and then counterclockwise. And you can do that on your neck. So resist, press, 1001, 1002, 1003, clockwise, and then counterclockwise. So this is my favorite. There's another one that is along like a hammer. It has a smooth shape that you put lotion on and you just rub it up and down and it finds, and I can feel a bump right here. It moved from using that, it moved it right here. But the other one would get this stuff too. And it's like a hammer and you run it up and down because the head is not a hammer head. It's got smooth edges with curve in it. And there's bigger ones and there's smaller ones for different parts of your body. Like you'd want the bigger one for your arm. You might want to go smaller for your wrist or something like that. And what it's doing is it's breaking up, and I'm going to try and say the word. I think it's called fascia. And I've heard it described as like a spider web underneath your skin. And you want to break it up or smooth it out. And anyways, all of that is what is scar tissue, and it's causing that frozen, and part of it is causing the pain too. And like I said, I'm not a doctor, I can't explain it. I've watched tons of videos, but it's still not my gig. But so far this is working. And the thing is, it's a program that is working, that is a relatively pain-free program. And that's the point I want to make, is that it's relatively pain-free, which my first therapist told me that she didn't want me to experience pain when she was doing the stretches. And so now I've got a tickle in my throat, so I'm going to go ahead and stop talking, and I will see you again next